Trust do is focus on the financial sector. Why? Well, the answer's out there, in a sense. We all know over the past year or so what can happen when a financial sector blows up. Perhaps what is less is the drag that an underdeveloped sector imposes on the development of the economy as a whole. And now, if we want to get a sense of the state of development, the health, if you like, of the financial sector, how to measure that? And that is what FinScope is about, and why, for us, Deepening Trust, this is such an tool. But we also think it's an essential tool for policymakers in government, for private sector players, for the sector who are involved in different ways with the financial sector. And therefore, you, as professional journalists who let me give one of the things that distinguishes a really good doctor is somebody who doesn't simply belong to the doctor. You're feeling ill. Stick a thermometer in your mouth, take the temperature, oh, here, have a pill. No, a really good doctor does is that they ask you, of course they stick the in your mouth, or whatever they do, ask you, how do you feel? How long? Do you have any other symptoms? What sort of behavior, is related to your feeling ill? What sort of attitudes have you got? In other words, they treat the person. So, what we aim to do is to look at the whole financial sector. It's equivalent, if you like, of the doctor's consultation, where we get to ask the patient, in this case, whatever it is, 7,680 individual Tanzanians, we get to ask them, not simply financial temperature, how much, you borrow, do you get insurance? I mean, sort of simple questions. We also ask a lot about, what are your attitudes? Do you trust one institution more, or type of institution, or less? Why? What sort of behavior do you exhibit? If you want financial advice, where do you go? These are really important, or at least the answers are really important in order to look at the whole patient, the financial sector. And as I say, it's not just important, it's important for government, private sector, and for NGOs. So why? Because one thing to treat the patient, to communicate with the patient, and you're the professional. But just to stick with my doctor analogy, if I'm the doctor, say, and I say, you've got, something or other, itis, and then, what are you going to think? Oh, okay, doctor. No. The job cannot be completed without the right community, without the people, because at the end of the day, talking about finance in the abstract, what we're trying to do here is reference to people's lives. Every person in this country. But unless we can communicate the importance of not simply the state of their health, but things that they can do. Also, what are the policies and what are the policies of government and actions of the private sector that that are needed to respond and get that message communicated? We're not doing our job properly. Not us, not government, not the private sector, not you. And that's why you're here. Because you're an essential part of this whole process. The message. But, as I said, this is not an easy message to communicate. Some things are. We can say 50-something percent, 54% of Tanzanians are totally financially included. But even then, you think, so what does that actually mean? Well, as you'll find in the example, what it means is that they have no way of engaging with any sort of bank or any sort of SACCO or a finance institution or even an informal self-help group, like a village community bank or a village savings and loan. They've got nothing. And yet, the desperately bad fact is, in this country, the majority adults aged 16 plus are still in this position. And if anybody wants part of the answer to why this country remains so poor, it's there. We're trying to help fix it, and we hope you'll join us in that process. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.